welcome to 0x Crypto Valley. I'm your host, Olivia.
Hi, I'm Chao. I'm your co-host.
So today we are at a very special recording place, Presidio Park.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here?
Not first time, but the first time recording here.
Yeah, so everybody, we are outside. It's a beautiful day and everything else is really nice. And we have so many great content to share with you today. So first, Chao and I, we both went to a lot of interesting events in San Francisco, Bay Area Creator Event, and vibe coding with the Beta University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CreatorEvent first. Yeah.
Yes, CreatorEvent first. So it's our first time. It's my third time to be participate in Bay Area Creator. It's a really good community. We met creator from lifestyle and different content niche, but we don't see anyone doing Web3 just like us. We are knowledge sharing and trying to get more audience into the Web3 space.
Yes, it's my first time, so I'm very impressed that creator economy has grown to such a huge scale. Some people have millions of followers.
Yeah.
Then we should help them to onboard to Web3, then make it even more meaningful. Yeah.
I think a lot of creators, they are also full-time creator, which is really niche. They don't have to rely on like regular 9-to-5 jobs. They can make income based on their, that's a creator economy you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and the next one, you went to a very interesting, very popular thing called vibe coding.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
so
tell us more
vibe
about
coding now is getting very popular. You do not need to know much about the programming. Just use AI assisted tool to help you write the program. You just need to use English to prompt the software to do the program for you. Yeah.
So what did you do? What did you accomplish on the day?
I used 2 hours to finish a software thing, so that helped me to automatically create clips out of our episode. I mean, every episode I have so many subtopics.
So it's content creation.
Yeah, okay. So just automatically create the clips based on our episode. So it's actually need lots of AI assisted analysis to figure out when it starts and when it ends. So in 2 hours, I use English, then they run the program for me. So that's very impressive.
Yeah. So English is a new programming language. And another big announcement from us is we recently got accepted into Beta University. Yeah. So Beta University is
so this is like a pre-acceleration program. So it's kind of like get a baby startup prepared for the next like incubator stage.
So call us A6Z.
After 6 weeks.
So, but we are excited and we are going to connect with a lot of founders and a lot of new product is in the early stage and hope to bring more content for you. But for back to our regulars, right now we are going through a lot of uncertainty, right? The cycle, the tariff, and the geopolitical tension. So
just now it's April.
Yes.
Just no more than 100 days into the new administration. But I think for everybody, you should agree with it. It's almost like a years have so many things happen.
I agree. I 100% agree this. It's just like a very local market
volatility,
yes. And
every news come out of the tariff war, then the stock just going up and down very crazy dramatically.
Yeah, and overall we know there's a lot of swing. Every day you wake up, you don't know what's happening, and even some very funny incident like there is an island.
Yeah. So I think that you remember that famous chart that showed like how much tariff would be charged on each country. So actually there's a one island, nobody live there, only penguins also got a tariff hike. So that's really funny there. So there's a meme like penguins wear their tuxedo, come to White House to protest.
Yeah, so this is a never before situation with this administration. And we know like the consumer sentiment is very important and everybody kind of craving for this certainty. So how can we better forecast into the future?
Yeah, I think that for me, when I read the news, people often like to cite Polymarket to see what's a prediction or what's a probability something going to happen, like when the U.S. going to run into recession in 2024, 2025. That's
yeah. So before that, we going into the best way, the alternative way to look at the future, not look into the future. Other than mainstream media telling you, you can also using prediction market to understand future event. And the Poly is
one of them.
Platform, right?
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of like a pulse of the society's sentiment, how optimistic or pessimistic people are looking into the future, whether certain events are going to happen or not. So that's kind of like a crowdsourcing place.
Yes. So we are outside. You can see there's a puppy there. Basically, you might hear some background noise, but you also see fun.
Also, bird is flying on top of our head. Hope nothing happens.
Yeah. Okay. So back to the prediction market. Can you give a quick terminology and explain on what this is about?
Yeah. So a prediction market is a place where people can bet the outcome of real world events, that is these things people care about, just like we said, like whether US is going to run into recession this
That's
year.
one type of event.
That's one type of event. All sports events, like who will win the championship for World Cup, or some just for entertainment or major business, like who will purchase TikTok.
Yeah.
So anything that the huge crowd are interested, somebody can put that one onto the prediction market, then let people bet against or for it.
Yeah. So I think everything you mentioned is like high stake decision, high stake event, either TikTok or entertainment side or election, recession. Everybody cares about, just like impact everyday's life, right? So it's very useful. And obviously, you already said Polymarket is the most popular platform, and it's Web3.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. I think you all heard about the Polymarket, but that's actually, I think they gained their fame last summer during the U.S. presidential election. So I think that why, because they predict Trump have advantage of slight win margin.
Wow.
Way before the traditional polling company numbers. So they kind of predict who's the winner the election night, hours before the traditional news media. So that's really make a Polymarket so popular and famous.
Yeah. So I want to add one point about traditional media. Like obviously, traditional media or any institution has their own biased motivation and biased incentivized to say something or not say something. But I think that's why like prediction market, Polymarket is much more neutral and
they use a different approach.
So I want to emphasize the thing you talked about presidential elections. The story I want to share here is my own. I used to work on political campaign, and sampling survey data, polling data is the main source for us to understand voter behavior and to basically predict who is going to show up at the voting booth.
Yeah.
But a lot of time we say this is not right and this is very like people lie. But I mean, no one intentionally lie about it. It's just there is no skin in the game. Right?
Yeah. So that's 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020.
So in 2026 or in 2016, it's already happened. So at that time, the polling company thinks Hillary going to win landslide. But the result is opposite direction.
Very sad.
I think people studied what happened. So it turns out the people kind of, because Trump is such a controversial figure in so many people's opinions, so many people do not reveal their true preference when polling company calls them, ask them who you will vote for. So that's the same situation you described. People will withhold the true information.
Yeah.
So that create a huge bias. So it happened in 2016, then 2020.
Wow.
That's the traditional way, but now Polymarket, which is like a crowdsourcing crypto project, try to use a different approach to actually get people's sentiment or try to gauge how the people's prediction of certain events.
Yes, and you mentioned the founder of Polymarket got investigated.
Yeah, so it's actually a kid in his 20s, live in New York City. The Polymarket predict that Trump have a slim chance to win in such a long time. I mean, through the summer until the election. People kind of, some people think he's manipulating the media. Media try to kind of trick people believe Trump going to win. but actually the result is true. So Polymarket correctly predict who's the winner.
So it's truthfully reflect people's intention without having this negative sentiment. Like, because the mainstream media didn't really want to say, oh, how come this person become the next US president? Now look at now, 2025, we are here. Okay.
Yeah, and also it's so cheap. The Polymarket. Do we want to talk about how the Polymarket works?
I think let's talk about first is let's talk about the overall, how does that being built, and I know it's a blockchain, and give us more information on that.
Yeah, so Polymarket is a crypto project. So it built on the decentralized blockchain Polygon. So it's a decentralized prediction market. They use the smart contracts to ensure the transparency, the security, and how it operates. So everything is programmed in advance.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. So for our audience, you are super smart. So let me quickly do an analogy to explain the blockchain and the Polygon blockchain. So think about, there are so many blockchain. You have Solana, you have Ethereum, and the Polygon is a blockchain. Think about it's like a shopping mall, and different shopping mall representing different blockchain, and the Polygon is one shopping mall, and within this shopping mall, and you have a Polymarket as the store inside of this.
Yeah.
Oh, bravo. We are Web3 native. Okay, so let's go next. So how you mentioned the tag, you mentioned about this like smart contract, secure transparency, and but how can people and user like us participate on market?
So it's so the Polymarket like operates like a share-based system. So for the participant, you can buy or sell the outcomes. Let's use the U.S. election result. I mean, last year election result as an example. So you can either think Trump are going to win or not. So if you think he's going to win, then you buy the, like, for example, 60% chance. Then you pay 60 cents to buy one share. If in the end turns out he is a winner, then you're going to get $1 back. So it's, again, since it's on crypto market, so it's settled on USDC, not US dollar. So USDC is a stable.
Okay, so potentially you will bet based on outcome, and you also waiting for certain result. For example, I am assuming there is a condition to be met.
Yeah, so in technology term, it's called a resolve rule. So what kind of conditions will be met to resolve the outcome? So for the presidential election, maybe that's easier. You know who will win on election night. But for certain things like when the U.S. going to run into recession in 2025, so that's complicated. No, that's complicated. It could be news media, or could be some academic, or could be some research institute. So in Polymarket, when they start this betting event, they already state what's the condition. So for this one, recession one bets, it's like there have to be like a NDER, which is a nonprofit economic research organization, to announce the recession. I mean, of course, based on certain economic index to figure out whether we are getting into recession or not. So you can see it's being predetermined. When they met certain conditions, then it's being resolved.
Data-driven approach and fact-based result.
Yeah, it's already been. Yeah, it's everything has already been programmed in advance.
Okay, that's really great intro. So what I'm hearing now is the advantage for Polymarket is more accurate. Like, it's people have more skin in the game, right? Like you really have financial incentivize your betting to change your behavior. You will say the truthful thing you believe.
Yeah.
And
that's true. So when you actually pay for it, then it should be your belief that thing is going to happen, right? It's not like a pulling when somebody calls you. Then you think about it, maybe I shouldn't be that honest or something like that.
And that's exactly what happened in the traditional forecasting methodology, right? People really have little stake in making those predictions, or even not intentionally or lying on the survey. So I think that's why this is so unique. And also you mentioned basically it's changing how people behavior, right? Kind of like you putting money where you want to bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see it's a Polymarket definitely operate in a different mechanism. It's kind of like again, I like to use a paradigm shift about how people are operating the prediction market, not like a traditional pooling market or something like that.
Yeah.
So that uses a smart contract to automatically execute trades and settle market. It's so it's ensure. I mean, the traditional betting, like a sports betting market, there could be so many like a behind the scenes.
Yeah. I think that's why like during this time, a lot of uncertainty. We want to talk about this, give you alternative way to set your news source and check out the Polymarket, and to just read through people's really sentiment and answer comments. But let's go to next. So AI. So
we cannot do not mention AI.
So everything is AI 5. So tell me some use cases and AI being utilized making better prediction market products.
Yeah, in the prediction market, with AI helping you, then you can perform even better. Just imagine that your friends and you try to bet who's going to win the like a March Madness championship.
Yeah.
If your friends are going to just win one, just know one team very well, but you have AI to help you to know every team's stats history.
Yeah.
Then you're going to make a very well informed decision comparing to your friends, then you have a much higher chance to win that bet.
So collective wisdom.
Yeah, in the prediction market.
Yeah. So AI can basically help you with data processing and improve forecasting accuracy. All the things AI is really good at. And for company product integrated AI.
So that's already some companies are doing that. So when we went to East Denver, there's a startup we call PredX.AI that already incorporated AI into the prediction market to help you. I mean, they use all the fancy machine learning, all those AI technology to give you like an informed decision to making the bets.
Yeah, super excited in this space. I personally almost check like Polymarket a few times a week. Just like they refresh fast, they have more real-time information. It's changing much more.
I think not just you. I think these days the social media, when they say something going to happen, then they will mention that the Polymarket prediction probability is a what. Yeah, it's already been integrated into our daily life.
Yeah, so it's not just a betting or anything. It's really, really great tool for you to understand things from alternative perspective and a data source. I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah.
Anything else?
We mentioned about the Beta University.
We mentioned it.
Yeah, so okay. Do we want to talk about next week? We want so next episode we want to talk about the vibe coding.
Vibe coding. Vibe coding. Recent things happened. So yesterday is Google Connect. They actually released a new vibe coding tool. It's very similar to Lovable. It's called Firebase Studio.
Okay.
Basically, it's a chat interface, and you go in there, you write a few product idea, they prototype for you. I tried it, but my request failed. So I'm still in this debugging loop.
Okay, you need an advisor.
Yeah. So even though with vibe coding, you still need some like hands-on support, I guess. But we are on this journey.
Yeah. We're going to share more our experience and the what's the fashion there for vibe coding next episode. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.